was fast. Okay. Come on. Sometimes it takes a while. I'm just waiting for this to work. Come on, buddy. You can do it. There we go. I knew you could do it. Sometimes computers just need a little bit of love. Okay. And here we go. We are live across all streams. So, damn it. I don't think, okay, that worked. Now I'm blurry. Alright, so, you guys can come on in if you want to. If not, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the death of George Horrible Warmonger Bush. Good. I'm glad he's dead. He was a horrible person. And that he got elected to president? Oh my goodness. Doesn't matter how horrible you are, you know what? The mainstream corporate media, they're gonna say, oh, how wonderful a president he was. Yeah, you could be a wonderful president and a horrible person. Being a wonderful president is not make you a good person at all. Plenty of bad presidents and bad human beings who were presidents. Now you've got the horrible warmonger who wanted to usher in a new world order. And a new world order is now. It's today. It's not what's coming. A lot of people are thinking, oh no, we got to stop the new world order. New world order happened. Old world order. See, this is what is so bad. The new world order, nobody knows what the hell it is. At least 99% of the population. And then, of those small population that know what the new world order is, none of them know what the old world order is. So what the fuck is the old world order? If there's a new world order, there's got to be an old world order. So what's the old world order? No one knows, because the people in charge who control the new world order make sure you don't know what the old world order is. Otherwise, you're gonna be like, dude, I like the old world order much better than this new world order. Let's go back. That's why you're seeing all these little protests everywhere. And that's good. People think, oh, that's horrible. That's bad. They're creating chaos. They're creating destruction. No. People in charge, people who think they control everything, they're the ones who are creating chaos and disorder. They're the ones who are causing death. War everywhere. Famine, hunger, homelessness. I mean, you name it. They're in control of everything. And if they're in control of everything, then they're failing us. They're failing the entire human population. People who think revolutions are horrible, revolutions are a wonderful thing. The revolutions are always about fighting for freedom. And guess who usually wins out? The people who want freedom. Because people who want to control others and limit freedom, they got no incentive. They'd rather not die. They'd rather not fight for controlling others. They'll find and figure out a way to control others in some form where it won't kill them. They're not gonna go out of their way to control others. And if these other people who want to be free are gonna fight to the death to be free, revolutions save hundreds, if not millions, of people, billions even. Hell, we wouldn't even have the United States without a revolutionary war, if history is to be believed. So yeah, revolution's good. Looks like I am mostly agreeing with what's his name, Perseus Gold. Perseus Gold, I don't know where you've been and what you've been doing, but yeah, I think you're right. Not all the way, but mostly. we need to accelerate the bad parts of the cycle. That way we get to the good parts and make those last longer. Now, we don't know what the old world order is. We don't know what 1,000 points of light really means. What we really understood about George Horrible Warmonger Bush is read my lips. we read that. We heard that. Blatantly lied, and everyone's like, oh wow, he lied. He actually lied. Yeah, he lied about a whole bunch of things. All you guys cared about are little taxes. And it wasn't even about the poor. It was more of the upper middle class and the upper class. And then ushered in his failure ushered in the Clintons, the Clinton era. Oh no, of course he also ushered in the Bush Jr. era. This guy was the forerunner of everything that went horribly wrong. And people are probably celebrating. Oh, look how great he was. Oh, what? You're saying bad things about this dead guy? Yeah! Certain people who are horrible, evil, mean, bad people, they should be celebrated when they're dead. They should be forgotten. Hopefully they vibrated away into darkness and nothingness. I know what that feels like. He ain't got enough strength to stay vibrating into this conscious existence. Yeah, I might be into this point where we're gonna lose a lot of people. I'm gonna fight as long as I can to try to keep a lot of people. Keep them from making the same mistakes and going away and vibrating into darkness for forever, gone, whatever. However you want to say it. Someone's got to do it. Even if they don't deserve it. That's the thing. That's the biggest catch. Evil people, they'll never consider it. They'll never even take it into account as a thought. The only chance you got is to go with the good guys. Good guys are far and few in between. Sorry, it is. You're not going to find good people in this world. It's going to be a rarity. A lot of the good people just kind of opt out. They don't want to be involved. They just want to go out and just live their life, and that's it. A lot of good people get taken advantage of day in, day out, and that shows you how humanity is. And here's the catch: if it's just the way humans are, maybe we are meant to disappear from existence. Maybe we aren't meant to be set for anything more. If that's the case, yeah, we don't deserve it. Let's become extinct. And at this current rate, we are going to become extinct as far as this material visible realm, is whatever it is called. It's getting there. And the U.S. empire isn't going to last forever. No empire in the history of the world, as we know it. We don't know what the history of the world currently is, but as far as we know, it hasn't never thrived. It has never survived throughout the history that we know. It's always gone under. Every empire that you know of. And what makes you think the U.S. empire is going to be any different? It's not. I should look at chat, huh? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, open topic. Any topic you want to talk about. And I should really load up the chat. I knew I'm forgetting something. You know, I'm sorry. I forget every once in a while. No, you're not blocked. Nash, I see ya. Hey, Jeremy Walker. Alright, here we go. Okay. Oh, stop this kindness. Did everyone get together and mourn the loss. America has Stockholm Syndrome for decades. Am I blocked? No, you are not, Nash. Jeremy Walker, hey, Nash. Alright. There we go. No, it's not futile. Ah, as long as there's people fighting, caring, even about assholes like horrible Warmonger. I don't even know what to do. You know, I think what it is you reserve the worst of humans last. Like a sinking ship, Titanic, right? You're not going to put George Horrible Warmonger first to escape the sinking Titanic. You're going to be like, hey, you're dead last. I'm sorry. If we can't find any boats to fit anybody else, you're the one that's going down, sinking with the ship. We're not saving you for humanity. And that's what it is in the aftermath. Is, you know, just too late. Sorry. You had your chance. You screwed over a lot of people. We can't have your consciousness existing with everyone else. It'll just ruin the recipe. It's like we got a good recipe for pancake. We add you into the mix. We got some nasty, foul-smelling, tasting pancakes that we're gonna end up with. So no, you know, if we got all the good stuff that'll overwhelm all the bad stuff, yeah, then it'll be good. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? Doesn't matter how pure, how big and pure something is. You got like 100 gallons of pure water. You put a little bit of shit into the mix, and it's shitty water. You know, you gotta keep as many things pure as possible. Some Iraqis are celebrating he lived for too long. You know what I like is George Horrible Warmonger Bush. I'm glad he lived a long time in a bad state. He was like in a wheelchair and all this other stuff. Yeah, let them live a long time where they're gonna suffer in life, because they're definitely gonna suffer in death. Not that I know exactly 100%. It's just what I feel. Sometimes I go with my gut, and my gut's always right. Your guts are always right. If you can trust yourself, you trust your gut, you understand. It's happened to me quite often where I don't trust my gut, and you know what happens? Yeah, things don't go right. It's something about the other senses that we don't know about. Hey, just like old world order, 1,000 points of light. Hell, we don't know what the fuck those things are. How do we not know? I mean, we go through all these rabbit holes, conspiracy theories. We know what New World Order is, but we don't know what Old World Order is. We know what Illuminati is. We know a lot about that and symbolism, but we don't know what 1,000 points of light is. What the fuck was that? I'm thirsty tonight. Sorry. A lot of talking. I don't want to talk too much. Block my phone number thingy. Yeah, Nash, come on in. No, I'll block your phone number thingy. What's the best way? I should really do a. I'll just hide the Zoom meeting for a second. It just means rename his phone number so people don't know what Nash's phone number is. Nash, you know what you should do? No, never mind. You shouldn't do it. If you go to Google, Google has it where you can get a free number with your local area code or any other area code for that matter. And it's free. You get one free number per account. It's something that you can try doing. I mean, just find a throwaway Google account and add that phone number in. You could call in on your computer. George Soros and Hillary die. Yeah, you know what? As far as there not being a lot of younger activists, and you know, I'm not an activist anymore. I'm more of a deactivist. Let the system die. Let it putter out and die, and we'll start a better system. And the people who are currently high in the system, They're not going to be behind a new system. It's a new system. They're the ones that corrupted the old system in the first place, so why would you want to carry over that shit? Again, you got 100 gallons of pure water. You're not going to start by adding in little pieces of shit. You need to keep that water pure. Let's see. Snork said it out loud. I do like that about Snork. So yeah, I mean, come on in if you want to talk. If no one's in, I'll probably end in 15 minutes. I don't like talking for very long. I do have thoughts every now and then. I'd like to voice those thoughts because a lot of people don't voice their thoughts anymore. And I think that's needed in this time. How? These thoughts are not going to be very well liked by anyone that I know, as far as family, friends, in-laws. Well, maybe they probably don't care. They know, oh, that's just Ebon being Ebon. Yeah. And if you're gonna defend someone's soul like horrible Warmonger Bush, I'm telling you, you better hope someone defends your soul for defending that, because right, you're associated with who you associate with. So if you're gonna associate with defending some asshole, then you're gonna be the asshole defender. Oh, I thought Snork said your phone number out loud. I didn't know that. I thought you meant that Snork said out loud that, you know, can't wait for George Soros and Hillary to die. See, that's why chat ain't always a good thing. You need to come on and talk. I didn't know. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. I got so much spam in my Gmail account and my Proton Mail account. And of course, I made them public. That's all right. That's what that spam box is for. You can filter out a lot of those messages to become spam. I want people to put in effort. You know, I mean, I like it because it shows how, I don't know if it's just human nature, or maybe there is just a lot of controlled opposition and they're just looking out for even the people who are just small. Here's the thing. Okay. I have what? 6 people watching now on YouTube. And of course, if you trust YouTube, I don't trust YouTube. It shows DLive is nobody watching, but probably me. Vimm, I doubt anyone's watching. Periscope, I don't think anyone's watching. So let's just say I've got 6 people watching. Maybe not even 6, maybe 5. Oh, give me a second. I am going to hide myself. Admit. Oh, you can hide yourself. Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
Is that you, Shirley?
Me?
Yeah.
I can hide myself. I'm not hiding myself.
No, there's an asterisk within your name. It's cool.
Oh,
on
really?
Zoom. So they kind of hid your name. Oh shoot, people can't even see the chat. Oh my goodness. I am just out. I am not at my A game, I tell you that. Alright. There you go. How you doing, Shirley? We didn't get to hear you too much last night because I kind of segued us away into tech talk. Sorry about that, Shirley.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I understand when you're having problems with computers. It's frustrating.
Yeah. So are you happy or are you sad? What are your thoughts about George Horrible Warmonger Bush?
Well, what I told my husband, I said, well, a lot of Iraqis will be celebrating in the street. He didn't. He took too long for him to die. He's like, damn, you cold. I'm like, he killed people.
Yeah.
And his son killed millions of Iraqis.
Yeah.
And it's quite ironic they're having his funeral on December 5th. That's a distraction.
Well, what's the significance of December 5th?
Huber is coming from Arkansas. There's special counsel sessions put in place from Arkansas investigating the Clinton Foundation.
Okay.
He's testifying that day in front of, I believe, the Senate Intelligence Committee.
Okay. Huh.
Hmm.
You think there's gonna be an utterance of George H.W. Bush in that little testimony or something like that?
I don't know. I don't know if it had nothing to Bush. Well, it had something to do with him because he died, and they want to. Why would they pick that day for his funeral? Honestly.
Yeah, distraction.
Yeah, they gaslight.
Yeah. Oh man. And I'll bet you this is the point where we have all the other presidents like Clinton and Trump and even probably Jimmy Carter saying nice words for horrible warmonger, huh? During his funeral.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
It's all a big show.
Yes, it is. And you're going to hear about it till the day of his goddamn funeral.
Yeah.
Because, like, my news here, as soon as they come on, George Bush, I'm like, get to what fucking happened here in Philadelphia.
Well,
I mean, it was three bodies found in a house. People were murdered.
yeah.
And they talking about Bush first.
Here, Nash is having trouble calling in, so give me a second. Here we go. Okay, Nash wants to hold us up. He wants in on this conversation. I guess he really loves horrible warmonger Bush. Nash does so.
No, he doesn't. I know he does.
Yeah, I know he doesn't. I just like joking around.
I know you do.
I like to rile you people up. Oh, goodness. What are your thoughts about the French protests? Have you seen some of the? I mean, they're tearing up the place.
I don't know what they protesting about, but damn it, we need to get on the streets like that and get them motherfuckers scared that it in Washington, because that's the only way they're going to change. Get them scared.
Yeah, I agree. So they're protesting against the leadership, the political leadership.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And I forgot what country it was. They did that too. I forgot what country it was. This recently, a couple of years ago. They protested on the streets and the president resigned.
Oh, that was Korea. South Korea.
That was Korea?
Yeah. Because they had the president was she was corrupt. And so just millions went out in South Korea to protest and she stepped down.
That's what we need to do. We can't be sitting on these forums online. Everybody needs to get together. But a lot of the American people are gaslighted. They're stupid.
Yeah. And plus,
it's a shame.
Yeah. And plus, I don't know. It's hard to get funding. I want to know how the French protesters organized.
I think on social media.
Give me a second here. I'm adding in Nash.
But I think those people in other countries are awake. And they organize on social media. I had some activist Palestinians follow me on Twitter.
Yeah. So you think it's Twitter? They organize on Twitter? Oh, man, I don't know.
Not just Twitter, social media, period.
Okay. Facebook, just everything.
Well, Facebook, they taking them down. They say anything nice about Twitter. Oh, did you hear? You heard of Aaron Mate from the Real News Network, right?
No, I do not.
Oh, he was really good. He got with people about that Russia investigation, because he interviewed a guy who wrote a book about Russia. That dude was about to ready to run off the show. But
oh, what's this guy's name? I want to write it down.
Aaron, Aaron Mate, Matte.
Okay.
He has a Twitter, and Real News Network is an independent news network in Baltimore, believe it or not. But they're really good, and Paul J is good too. But Aaron Mate, he got with people. He got with them.
Okay.
And he leaving. I don't know why. I hope he goes somewhere else good.
Okay. I'll keep an eye on that.
Remember Rick Sanchez that used to be on CNN? He got fired for siding with Palestinians. Well, he's with RT now.
Okay. It seems like RT just tries to pick up every journalist that ends up getting fired by mainstream.
That's right.
there was a little giggle snorting there that took a little pride, like RT now.
So Nash, tell us your appreciation about horrible warmonger Bush.
Did I say I had appreciation for him?
I ain't like his wife either, because I never forget in that New Orleans hurricane, she went to that shelter and said, "Oh, this is probably the best place these people ever lived." I said, "Oh, she's a racist ass."
What this was
All right, I can
Barbara
turn
Bush.
this into,
Wow.
you know what I think about Mr. Bush? I mean, I don't want to get your channels.
What?
I don't think you better say
I'm the
it
wrong
right.
person to ask.
They can't stop the live streams. They can stop the accounts. They just can't stop the live streams.
Well, I think he's in hell
yes, they
burning with.
can, Eben.
No, they can't.
I think he's in hell burning with Aleister Crowley's daughter, Barbara Bush, and whatever the hell. And goodbye, you fucking satanic piece of shit. I can't wait till George Soros joins you. I can't wait. I fucking danced when David Rockefeller died. How's that for you, you Illuminati motherfuckers?
But the rest of them not gone.
Yeah.
Ah, well, we got work to do.
They're dying off. That's good. What I was saying before is that the activists aren't getting any younger. They're always being controlled by like George Soros money or David Brock money. As far as their activism.
I think the solution is the good people outlive the bad people. Bad people are starting to die off, and the good people are coming up. We're raising a new generation of good stuff, and these old, crows that have been, goodbye. Your time is done. Go off, retire, die. But
But Nash, we got to get the rest of the American people aware to get on the streets, just like in the 60s. Like Cynthia McKinney said, they almost won, but they started killing off our leaders. That's when they lost.
Yeah. But also, another good... I know you guys watch Chris Hedges. He did a good piece about the death of the American Empire. And, that like within a decade or two that the empire is probably going to fall. One of the things he talks about is the... remember the... was it the Wall Street? The march against the 1%, the 5%, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. They were in New York and protesting Wall Street. Well, a lot of it could have been a lot bigger, except that a lot of the people at that time, before the crash and all this other stuff, they've been advocating for all what they've been handed down, a whole bunch of nothing, and no one spoke up for them. But until the middle class started feeling that pinch, it's like, well, so we've been advocating, us poor people, for this forever, and now you middle class are starting to raise a stink about it, and you want us to join in? Where were you when we were out there protesting, right?
Well, we're in strange times too, because we're 18 years almost post 9/11, so we're in a whole new generation of people that have been,
But did he mention that Obama cracked down on Occupy Wall Street? They wouldn't co-opted that, because that was a huge movement. That was starting to be big.
Surely, what don't they co-opt? Everything starts out with good intentions, and they come in with the bunny, and George Soros is there waving his dick at everybody. Woohoo! Come on, you too can have a fucking condo in Florida.
But they wasn't involved in Cindy Sheehan's anti-war march. at the Pentagon this year.
Yeah, it seems like every big activist movement, whatever, is a lot of money pouring in, and you got any type of movement that doesn't have any money, they just put it out because they can't survive. People who are activists, they don't make a lot of money.
This is the head of the snake.
Well, they're not trying to make money. They're not making money, trying to make money anyway. They're trying to get the people together in this country. We need to protest like the people overseas.
Yeah, they do.
Everything we're talking about can be traced right back to the thing we're talking about, and it's money. What is money?
Yeah.
This is the problem right there. That is the head of the snake. That is every problem you ever had in your whole entire life.
Yeah.
I wondered if they bring back the draft, what will happen?
People will probably be like, all right, we've got the draft. We'll just move to Canada. Or you're going to have to memorize like 24 pronouns.
Jeez. That sucks.
I doubt we'll ever implement the draft.
I think they would, because if they get in war with try to get in war with Iran, Russia gonna be involved, China gonna be involved, Syria gonna be involved, and we do not have the proper weapons to fight those people.
We have drones.
We don't.
I mean,
no, I disagree with that. I think America can destroy anyone in a heartbeat.
They can't. No, they can't.
I disagree.
How many helicopters, military jets, crashed this year?
I don't.
It's a lot of them. They're not making them properly. They're making them so fast. They're about to run out of materials for weapons.
I'm sure. I know. That's a good thing.
The U.S. wouldn't run out of materials for weapons if we stopped selling them to our enemies.
Yeah, right. And they're not good in technology. Russia spent less on their military.
Come on.
Their defense.
Come on, guys. Come on, Ebon. You were in the Navy, right? You said that, right?
Yep.
You know. Come on.
Russia has missiles that will block hours before it gets there.
But it doesn't matter because it's never going to happen. We're never going to have a war with Russia.
Well, the way it's looking with Trump, with some neocons around him, Pompeo and Bolton, it may. But I'm glad Putin is very patient and calm, cool, and collected, because he's into judo, because he's an expert. So that's what's taught in that kind of thing, learning in judo, being patient, calm, cool, and collected.
Well, I like him too because he plays hockey, and that's my sport.
That ain't got nothing to do with hockey. And he take care of his people. He banned GMOs in this country, like Obama signed
right
it.
at the border.
And what cracked me up?
Putin offered substantial free properties. Like, hey, if you guys want to come grow here, he offered this to everyone across the globe. He's like, hey, if you guys want to come grow crops here, you can have it, man. You grow here for 5 years, and after that, the property's yours, or something.
But really they make him out to be the big boogeyman. We wouldn't have won World War II if it wasn't for Russia, and they lost millions of people helping us win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we never would have won World War II without the mafia either. The mafia was a big part, too. Lucky Luciano played a big part of getting America through Italy. This was orchestrated. It is definitely 100% fact. The mafia. I mean, that's what the world is. The world is one big mafia. They just had to organize first. Everyone's fucking fighting over.
Hey, Nash, did you hear Mark Lamont Hill's speech at the UN before he was fired from CNN?
No, I gave up on CNN and stuff like that.
But he made it at he had a speech at the UN. He was just on Wendy Williams that day, and I guess later on he went to the UN, They was talking about Israeli and Palestinian conflict, and all what he said, I agree with. They say, he's an anti-Semite. He want to get rid and kill Jews. No, he doesn't, because he said something about from the Red Sea and something else. And they said, that means they trying to get rid of Jews. No, he's not. He still want Palestinians and Jews to get along.
When was this?
This happened yesterday.
Okay.
Well, Wednesday, he spoke at the UN, and that same day, CNN fired him because he was an analyst on there. And they didn't say that's why they fired him, But a lot of people need to be fired at CNN.
Well, yeah, whatever they put out for the public is, is what is what makes them the American public. Isn't that like the greatest saying or something? I heard this somewhere. It's like what the American people don't know is what makes them the American public.
Yeah. Like, we don't know where certain countries are on the map. That's how great we are.
They don't. They don't. I remember when I was in school, I had to take a test. We had to learn the United States map. Mm-hmm. It was easy, and I learned it. I don't think a lot of people know the United States map.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I have maps all over my house. I know every fucking inch of the globe. I'm sorry, it's not a flat earth, people.
Oh, Nash, don't be bringing that up.
I know, that was bad. All right, I'm sorry, I apologize. Definitely out of line.
Aren't you a Jew, Nash?
Yeah, I'm
but
Jewish.
You call yourself what kind of Jew?
I'm a stuttering motherfucker. I'm a stuttering motherfucking Jew. That's what I am.
Don't you love Trump, Nash?
We're called reformed. Don't
you love Trump, Nash? I mean, he supports Israel more than any other president who's ever supported
Israel. I don't
Israel.
give a shit about Israel. You got Jews and Israel all mixed up. I don't give a fuck about Israel. I don't give a shit about Israel.
No, my goodness.
Aren't like people like Netanyahu, the government, like Zionists?
Yeah, they're fucking they're scum. They're the same scum as our government. So why can't we fucking deal with our own country first? They're the same scum that own England. They're the same scum that own Saudi Arabia. They're the same scum that own everything that's being orchestrated in front of you. The same people.
And
I don't care what country you're... This is where people get lost and divided because you want to label it the Illuminati or the Bilderberg Group or it's the Jews or it's this and that. This is just one big mafia.
Yeah. There's just a lot of factions. They want to
make you think you lumping all Jews together like they want to lump all blacks are the same as the other ones. So, no, all Jews isn't like that. No, not at all, because they're fighting against them. They protested.
Yeah. I like,
and there are some Muslim Jews.
I like this. There's a Zionist, ex-Zionist Israeli Special Forces, whatever, activist, journalist that speaks out against the entire Israeli occupation. That's good stuff.
Do they try to kill him?
I don't know. Probably
like the
not.
U.S. tried to kill their own whistleblowers?
I think they have a different thing. I don't think they try to. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, he's still there. He's still alive. So I don't think they're trying to.
They may be, though. You never know.
Yeah. I mean, I showed a video of him once.
Because Clinton got a hit list.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because right now, they're after, because the GOP have a whistleblower documents, and they raided his house, I think yesterday. And he said, I'm a whistleblower. The feds did. And They took him away. He's been missing for 10 days.
Yeah, Shirley, I heard about that, but I think that it only applies to federal employees and that the Whistleblower Act rule. And he was not.
I don't even know, because it's some kind of act made in the 1950s for whistleblowers. Even if you're not a government agent or a U.S. citizen, if you give information as a whistleblower, they can't do nothing to you because they had changed it. I forgot what year it was.
Yeah, I know.
But they try to do that with Assange.
You're right, but the protections under that act are very vague. Like, is it?
I forgot what it was. I was watching Crosstalk. They were talking about it. It made sense. It was like that. If they used this act on Assange, they have it in there, but they never used it. But thanks to Obama, he really changed a lot of shit for him to be a constitutional lawyer. And he left it for Trump. Now they talking about resist Trump. And my husband called me a Trump supporter all the time. I'm like, I'm not no Trump supporter. I ain't vote for him. I didn't want him. We got him because of the Democrats. They thought it was a big idea.
I don't understand the Democrats.
Dominic, it's so good to see you.
Dominic?
It's been a long time. Yeah, Dominic's on.
Wow, Dom, how are you?
Oh, we can't hear you. Your mic might be low or off. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Every time we talk about Israel, you always seem to come on in.
Oh, he goes. Oh, he always got the token Jew in the house. Uh-oh, here we go.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
We can hear you.
I notice every time I look at your Twitter account, you're always talking about how the Zionists and the occupation of Palestine. I mean, you're always on top of that. That's like you're number one.
But Dominic, why some people I talk to in my black community, they want to reference the Bible?
Well, it's better than referencing, Playboy.
No, but they trying to say, no, but the person I talked to said, oh, no, that's okay what Israel is doing to the Palestinians. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? You got to go back and look at the history.
It's not okay to put your hands on anybody.
No.
Period.
And the Palestinians going to be the majority, and the Israelis going to be the minority, and that's what they worried about, I believe. Anytime you kill children with guns and the bullets you're using are military grade, that's sick.
Yeah.
That's really
well,
sick.
you know what's really sick is the machine that we live in. And this is what I've been talking about. Blah. Come on, you guys all know this. You know, it's all, Northrop Grumman and Lockheed Martin and military contracts, and we have to use these bombs and bullets before they expire. And, let's advance our fucking... Come on. I mean, who are we kidding?
I heard you talking about Mark Lamont Hill before. And
yeah.
There's a lot to that. Like, did you watch the Israeli lobby in America, the Al Jazeera movie or a documentary?
No, I didn't see it. I would like to see it.
What's it called?
The Israeli lobby in America. It's
because they had banned it. They banned Al Jazeera from showing it at one time.
Right. I mean, they really threatened Qatar almost with it. They were going to pull the troops out of Qatar if they let Al Jazeera show it. And but the thing is, like, what's happening to Mark Lamont Hill is described exactly in that documentary. Their tentacles run deep. Like right now, in the United States, there's 26 states that have already passed laws that if you criticize Israel, you can be arrested or fined. 26 states,
What?
and that yes.
Yeah,
and
I've heard that too. Yeah, there's contracts. There's
I
all
didn't
kinds.
hear that.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, I heard that.
I know they want to make it across America.
Yeah,
they wanted if you wanted federal funding, you had to sign an agreement. This is out of control.
That's unconstitutional, though.
I'm saying this as a Jew, man. I'm just saying it. I don't agree. I have nothing to do with Israel. I have no affiliation to them. Zero, zilch. I'm American, 100%, red, white, and Jew. Blue. You know,
but the thing
this
is
is my home. This is my country. I'm right here with you guys. Constitution all the way, man. I don't give a fuck who you are. Keep your countries out of my fucking country.
But they're doing the same to like Linda Sarsour too now. They're trying to demonize her because she's pro-Palestinian. And if you see in that documentary, it's a 4-part. I didn't watch. I watched 1 and 2 so far. But it shows how they said if you can't fight the message, you have to kill the messenger. So they try to destroy the reputation of who's ever saying like. It's mostly about the boycott, divest, and sanction, BDS. And that's really having an impact on them. And you can see how hard they're fighting back. And that's why all these laws are written by Israel where it actually has criticism of Israel can be punishable.
Israel got this country by its balls.
Oh, yeah. You talk about
how the hell did that happen?
That's been going on for decades. And Saudi Arabia.
Okay. Israel was set up as a fucking shadow government of the Rothschilds. You know that's a banking fucking, Israel is nothing. It's not a country. It was set up with the Balfour Declaration. Come on, we all know this stuff. We all know the history. It's nothing but a power structure. That's it. It's not Israel. It's not the... You're being bamboozled.
Like even the peace, they talk peace. Israel doesn't want peace there. Israel wants those people out of there.
It's not Israel. It's the cartel.
I think Israel's a big part of the cartel. Like the one thing they said in that documentary is that what happened is this Al Jazeera reporter infiltrated the lobby, and he did it in England too, and that was a big deal. But
Israel's not even 100 years old, and this cartel goes back way longer than that, before America was even founded. So, Israel is just a cog in the wheel.
So I just want to show something you were talking about earlier. You have to see it on your YouTube screen, but I sent a link to the chat. It says I was looking for 26 states, but it says 22 states, but this was back in November of 2017. There's a dozen. It says basically 22 states: Maryland, Texas, Florida, Arizona, Illinois, Georgia, Iowa, Kansas, New Jersey, Ohio, New York, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Alabama, Colorado, Indiana, California, Michigan, Texas, Nevada, Kansas, and North Carolina has so far passed some form of legislation against boycotts of Israel. So I don't know if they added 4 more states. I hope Nebraska isn't one of them.
Look,
hey, you guys feel fine. No one's looking at you. No one's pointing at you, so you guys feel
fine. So, I mean, I hear every once in a while there's more, I forgot what state it was, that more attacks against Gaza. Just attacks that are ramping up, but we don't, of course, hear it from corporate mainstream media. So, do you guys know what the latest is on that? think Dominic's reading the article.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for that one article.
Okay.
I'm on information overload at this point. You know, sometimes there's so much coming in. It's like, oh my God, I just have to walk away and.
And why my husband keep asking me, who is the deep state? I'm like, I said, Google it.
Yeah.
He's like, just tell me. I'm like, Google it. I'm not crazy. You coming up with just conspiracy theories. You got something against the government. I said, well, damn, you should have some things against the government too, because they're not our friends.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess the simplest way to say it is that there are government institutions that have been created that don't have any that aren't overseen by any non-government entity, no third-party entity. So you got CIA, FBI, NSA, etc.
And they weren't even elected.
Yeah, not elected. They're not accountable for anything, especially towards the American people. Americans have no say in what they do. The Americans can't find out what they're doing. I mean, it's a matter of national security, right? So.
And they spying on us because of national security. They keep hackers from hacking. Hell no, is you hacking us?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they've always done this incrementally, and of course, 9/11, you know, was the big catalyst. I think that probably woke all of us up. You know, I'll speak for myself at least. You know, 9/11 definitely woke me up.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, that woke me up because that was a demolition. That wasn't for them goddamn planes. They built them buildings for planes not to damage it from crashing through it.
Mm-hmm. I think the important part is, heck, people who don't believe or think that 9/11 was a inside job or a psyop or whatever it is, or
I believe
conspiracy.
It was.
I mean, one thing's for certain, then the United States government, they can't protect anybody.
No,
I mean,
Bush Senior, he was close friends with the Bushes, the Saudi Arabia, and then Bandar Bush supposed to have been like a cousin to them.
Yeah, there's.
You remember that guy?
Yeah.
Did you guys see the footage of the cars? Do you remember the cars at 9/11? You know, that were on the street that were totally just like melted, totally destroyed.
Yeah.
Okay, now compare that to the DO weapons used in California.
The fire.
Yeah. Look at those cars. All right, now my aunt. I told you this story 100 times. I don't remember. My aunt was in the building when the day that happened. And yes, she was Jewish. All right, so there's no Jew. No Jew showed up that day. Bullshit. Fuck you. Anyway, she told me when she got downstairs, the lobby was blown to shit, and the second plane didn't even hit yet. So, yeah, I get nervous talking about it, but it's the truth, man. Fucking truth. And I lost a lot of friends that day. I grew up in New York, and it fucking pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah.
And they said Bush, one of his relatives had security guard dogs in there every day, and there was activity going on over there the night before. And the dogs were gone. The dogs that sniff for bombs and stuff, they were gone. That was all a setup.
Remember the I forgot that guy's name. I used to watch his stuff. He did Bowling for Columbine and Fahrenheit 9/11.
Michael Moore.
I mean, remember when I think it was Fahrenheit 9/11, and he's saying that, right, the U.S. airways were pretty much frozen except for private jets that were taking Saudi officials out of the United States.
Mm-hmm. And when air flights were banned, supposedly.
Yeah. I mean, I find that peculiar.
Yeah.
I
And
find it
they said,
peculiar that, you know, after all this time that we still just are just, you know, we're just letting it go, just like JFK, just like, you know, whatever happens that, you know, they're like, fuck you, America, right to your face.
Yeah.
And the people do nothing. People should, when they shot JFK, the people should have stormed the White House and, you know, I mean, like,
Yeah.
people are drugged, dumb.
There's evidence that
everyone talks a big game. No one's going to do shit.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dominic.
Yeah, there's evidence that HW had something to do with Kennedy's assassination.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean,
he was with the CIA. I mean, that was there's no way that wasn't a CIA operation.
I mean, so
wasn't he as head of the CIA? Bush. I heard that.
Wasn't he right there in Dallas? Isn't there a picture of him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there.
So he was there. I think he got appointed to head of the CIA during the Reagan administration. No, before the Reagan administration, because he was the vice president. He was the VP for Reagan. So I think it was Jimmy Carter era. He was probably head of CIA.
So my question is this: why would they do this? Like, what is the threat? What was so bad that they had to murder him? Why?
Because he wanted to get rid of the CIA. Because he knew what they were doing.
Yeah, I think there's also a plan for with him and his brother to just kind of reveal.
But how did the CIA get so out of control? What were the CIA doing? Like, who was the psychopath in charge of the CIA? How does this happen?
Well, Eisenhower warned about it.
Yeah.
Warned about the CIA. He said, please don't let the military industrial complex take over the government. And they have taken over it, literally. Because, you know, you hear Trump say, I'm going to talk to Putin at the G20 summit. Then later on you hear, oh, I'm not going to talk to him. The deep state got to him.
Let's see. I just want to see who it was. Let's see.
You know, I'm just totally disappointed in humanity.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
we know how to bomb the living shit out of each other, but we can't even fucking get together for Thanksgiving dinner and talk and just have a good night.
And my former senator Specter coming up with that one bullet theory, that's BS. I saw that video. He was shot with 2. From the front and from behind.
We're doing it wrong. This is not how humanity is supposed to be. We shouldn't be running in the streets shooting each other over a loaf of bread. It's just terrible. What the hell have we done? What the hell are we doing?
People don't know how much we've been manipulated.
This country has gone to a hell in a basket.
Yeah. So we really can't do anything until a lot of the American people are on board.
Yeah.
No, they still brainwashed. So my husband have cable news on every fucking day.
Yeah,
it's
really bad. And you can see the predictive programming from the fucking 60s and 70s. They were telling you this. You know, if you watch a lot of the sci-fi and the crazy shit, like, holy fuck. Well, I guess, you know, because I grew up with that, but, you know,
and I mean,
shit,
back
people
in
are
the
totally programmed. They lost their own humanity. They don't even know what is soil. What is hands in the soil?
I
don't even know what that means.
I saw a clip on YouTube one time from what's that show with it's the cop show. I can't even remember the damn actor's name, and I can't remember the show now. And it was in the 70s, and they mentioned something. They was talking about politics, and they mentioned Bush.
Barney Miller?
Yeah, that's it. They had mentioned Bush. Somebody put that clip on Facebook, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it was David Rockefeller. Jeffrey Tambor did a scene on Barney Miller. Very predictive programming.
Mm-hmm.
You can totally pull it up. It's from the 70s. Everything it was said is true. He was talking about David Rockefeller. It's really creepy.
It was. It was. Because I'm looking at today now, and I'm like, they talking about what was happening today.
They're like, yeah, we took over your country in the, in the 30s. What the fuck are you talking? What was the year? When was the Fed created? 1913. Yeah, that was it. Game over. Goodbye, America. Your country's ours. As soon as that happened, Woodrow Wilson signed over America to the bankers. That's it.
Unfettered control over our government without the approval of American people.
And that's what they voted for, to be there and to help us.
Yeah. I mean, they basically just made a backdoor to the American government. American federal government. It's like, hey, we can do anything we want now. We don't need America's vote. We don't need to be elected in. We don't need approval from Congress anymore. Right? They just have unfettered control. We just need to be appointed, and we're in.
Well, didn't know when Obama was in office, he helped pass something that he don't need Congress to go into countries to start wars. I believe he did, and I'm like, if he did that, he left some nasty shit behind for Trump.
For everybody.
Yeah.
You ever watch high impact flicks?
Yeah, I watch
them
a lot.
Yeah, you see that one he did on the monetary system on how they changed it from metal to paper?
Oh, I did not see that one.
They took complete control away from everybody when they did that, because they have all the gold. If they say that paper's not worth nothing, what do you got?
Yeah.
You got nothing.
Do you
well,
think
Russia getting away from the petrodollar. They like, why are you leaving it? He said, we're not leaving it. They leaving us.
Well, that's what the video was talking about too. Like when that dollar, all that is a note.
Yeah. It's a reserve note. Do you know if we still have, if our treasury still has gold and silver reserves, or has that just been?
They should have some.
I don't mean to laugh.
They killed Gaddafi and stole his gold.
Oh yeah, exactly. I rest my case. Shirley just said it perfectly. Go ask Gaddafi if he still has his gold. Go ask America if Fort Knox is full of gold. You're full of shit. You got nothing.
Because he was getting from the petrol. He was getting rid of the petrodollar, getting rid of it, and he was going to unite the African countries. Oh, they don't want to see black folks get united, and they took them out. And now they got open slavery trade over there.
I don't believe for 1 second we have all this gold, and I've heard Bixweir, say we have tons.
Didn't they say it
gold.
was something? Didn't they say it was gold in Building 7?
No, it was
I
under the
heard
World
that.
Trade. It wasn't Building 7. It was the towers themselves.
Right.
Yeah. I also heard pretty recently that the twin towers that they were built with demolitions in them, because the only way for the buildings to come down were through their demolitions. Because
I don't believe that.
You didn't see no fire in that building. It was just smoke.
No. That was a demolition hit team.
Oh, I know it was a demolition, the way them buildings came down. Because I'm like, no way. That's what they do when they take down old projects here in the city.
Yeah, no, they were built to be brought down. I agree with that, but they weren't built with demolition in them. They were like, all right.
And whoever working in that new building, I wouldn't be in there because there's all some spirits running around in that place. I'm sorry, it is. I would not be working in that building.
You know what's funny?
Yeah, well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they were built with demolition in them. You know, I could be wrong. I'm wrong about a great many things.
I don't know. I feel like we're not gonna be wrong. We're not wrong on a lot of things.
And now we're going to have the tallest Comcast building here. And I'm like, Lord Jesus, I don't want to work in that building. I didn't like working in a Liberty place because that was tall and pointed. I'm like, do they have a fucking roof just in case something happens? You have to go to the roof? I didn't know. So I didn't like working there.
You know what I find interesting? How someone who I watch who questions the reality of that we're in does come up with interesting points, like for the U.S., one of our biggest emblems or symbols is the Liberty Bell, right? But the Liberty Bell is cracked, right? Isn't that just
Yeah.
That's one of the hallmarks of the U.S. and it's a cracked Liberty Bell. Isn't that very symbolic?
I heard it's only correct 2 times a day.
Heck, it's I'd rather have a broken bell that's that's right 2 times a day than a working bell that's wrong all day.
Yeah, no, they took us there when we were in elementary school. I remember going to Philly and seeing the Liberty Bell, and then in 6th grade they took us to Washington D.C., where it really got creepy. And we went up in the damn Washington Monument, up the elevator to the top. We met our congressman, and wow, it stunk like you would imagine. The swamp that it is.
Yeah, I went on a class trip in elementary school to the World Trade Center, and I said, hell no, I ain't going to that top of the floor. I don't like heights.
Yeah, no shit. Sure, I'm with you on that. I ain't getting up there. Fuck you.
I don't like heights. I don't like flying either, because I would love to visit other countries like Israel, different countries, but I'm not willing to fly hours over bodies of water.
That's fine, Shirley. Just gotta get over your fears.
No, because the government, they do take planes down if somebody is on it. You don't know who on them planes.
Shirley,
and if somebody want to take out, they do it.
Shirley, I'm on planes all the time. I pretty much speak out against the system all day, all the time. So if they haven't shot me down yet, you're safe, Shirley.
No, not shoot you down. They can set a bomb in there. I don't know.
Yeah, they haven't taken me out yet. I'm just saying, so. Shirley. Until I die in a plane crash, you're safe, Shirley.
I call the country the United Snakes of America. That is just what it is.
You need the United States is the eagle. Snakes is something different. I'm gonna. You guys
remember when they had a petition to the White House to create a Death Star, and like hundreds of thousands of people created. So the White House has to respond. I think we should build a railroad to France.
That's why that fire happened in California, because that's what they want to do.
Come on, you think we can do it?
Hey, if we could land a rover on Mars twice, we can build a train to France. I'm with you, Nash.
If they would
I'm wondering, did we really land on Mars?
I don't think so.
Yeah, the government lied to you so much. You can't believe any goddamn thing.
Yeah. Well, it's NASA. They're not quite the government. Partially. Right. They're largely government. They're largely multinational corporations.
Mm.
Deep corporate state is what they are, I guess.
They got sex robots. They got genetic babies they making. They probably got genetics chip human beings running around.
Yeah, and one of them was president last fucking 8 years. His name was Obama.
Yeah, because you know what? You cannot find out anything about. I know about some dirty politicians in Chicago. His name never came up. That's what's weird. And I talked to somebody that's in Chicago. She said, yeah, because she went to the same church with him, with Reverend Wright. She was like, I ain't see him do no activism and going to community meetings like I was in town hall. It's like he was chosen.
Yeah.
He was chosen. All the 2016 elections were set up way before it was supposed to be. It was set up when he won. She was trying to hold out, and he made a promise to her.
You mean 2008, not 2016?
Yeah, 2008. Yeah. Well, 2016, I'm just saying that's why the election went the way it went, because from 2008, it was planned.
Yeah.
It was
Of course
planned.
it was. Freshman senator, whisked off to Bilderberg, and every opportunity they took to advance the New World Order, they took.
And my husband said I'm crazy when I said he was chosen. He was. He only dated white women. Michelle was the only black woman he ever dated. And the white woman he wanted to marry.
That's controversial, too. I don't even know if she's a woman.
Nash, let's not go there.
We
don't even need to go there.
I've been hearing that, but people been calling her Michael. I'm like, damn. I don't know that, but.
That is true.
Yeah.
He has called her Michael.
No, that's some shit, though. It is some shit. That's also just a response to how people are pissed off at Obama, because we all.
And then I heard those kids aren't there.
He bamboozled the whole world.
Yes, and and I think Obama had something to do with Tavis Smiley being taken down, because you really don't hear nothing about his case. When Obama first ran, Tavis Smiley was against him. He said, don't think he's the Messiah. You got to check him out and look at his record. Him and Cornel West. And all of a sudden, out of the clear blue, all these years, this man been an activist and stuff, and had a show on PBS for years, and all of a sudden, sexual allegations. They not giving you names or who the women are or what happened or anything. He's still fighting it.
Damn. Yeah.
And when I told my husband that Obama might have to do something with it, and I'm like, he like, oh boy, there you go in weirdo world. I'm like, that's common sense, critical thinking. A lot of you people, since Trump got elected, has lost your critical thinking.
No, surely that goes back a long time. It's like now people are realizing, now 20, 30 years later, 40 years later, you lost your critical thinking.
And my husband keeps telling me, well, your president said that the job reports are great. I said, I ain't believe that job report under any other president. They fudged the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as television was invented, it was probably the end of humanity.
No, I don't think any type of tool out there is bad.
Television brainwashed everybody.
It can open up people's eyes too.
Yeah, but my thing is,
but I'm talking about a different generation before the internet, before there were computers.
Now, I have a question. How do smart TVs work? I don't know if mine's in the kitchen is, but it's been acting really weird lately. And when I first got it, I would turn it off at night.
So think of us.
It'd be on the next day, and the screen is black.
So think of a smart TV as just kind of a computer embedded within your smart whatever it is, whether it's a TV, smart camera, whatever it is. It just has a small computer in it that's connected to the network. or your internet, and then basically it can get commands. So if someone wanted to take control of it, like NSA, they can do so. But most of the time, it's set up with automated software stuff that's from the corporation itself. But a lot of the times
No,
you can
I
control
heard
it
the
yourself.
CIA has something that put in these TVs.
Well, they can. I'm
Yeah.
most likely.
Well, listen, today, what happened, I was in the kitchen, and I'm like, what is that weird high-pitched noise? And I didn't realize it. Every time I walked away from my TV in the kitchen,
yeah.
So why would
why
would people even entertain these products
because
being sold on
no,
the market?
I have a Sylvania. They were saying it was Samsung. I have a Sylvania TV in my kitchen.
Yeah. So
they said it was Samsung they have in it. So they must got it in a lot of stuff.
One of the things that I've noticed is that the prices for smart TVs have gone down a lot. So,
why would the market accept it?
Because
they part of the government too. Look at Bezos.
Yeah.
But if everyone knows what it's doing, why would they buy it?
Because it's cheap. And sometimes it's convenient. Like
what do you need it for?
But Evan, is there somewhere in your TV you could go for settings or something to unstop something?
No, you have to physically go inside the TV and remove the hardware. There's a motherboard and there's the smart area, and you can disable that. The reason
I'd rather have my regular old TV. You just plug it in, it comes on, and that's it. So I don't like this technology shit. It's okay, but no, not with the government involved.
Yeah. So the reason
Shirley, it's crazy.
The reason why people like smart TVs because they're not technical. A lot of these smart TVs have embedded in them like connections to Netflix or Amazon Prime or whatever that you're gonna watch through the internet. So they make it so it's easy to connect, and therefore they don't have to have a secondary computer set up to connect to the TV so you could stream things in. So that's basically why most people get smart TVs, because they've got subscriptions to all these other streaming sites, and they just want easy access to them.
I'm gonna start going to a thrift shop and find me one for my kitchen. An old TV. I'd rather have that than this new shit. I really do.
I'm with you, Shirley.
I don't trust the government because they can hear you saying something and then come and get you and try to entrap you like they did Flynn and Papadopoulos and who else. Now they going after Corsi. Who the fuck is Corsi? They scrambling now if they going after him.
Yeah. Look, the easiest thing to do is just disconnect your Wi-Fi or Ethernet to your smart appliances.
I don't remember hooking up my Wi-Fi to the TV when I first got it.
Is it connected now?
To Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? It kind of is because of my Cody.
Okay. Yeah, just disconnect it. Make sure that your smart TV forgets that connection too. That's kind of.
I remember when my first AOL disc came in the mail, and I had, what was it, like 28K?
Yeah, 128 kilobyte baud rate.
I missed that dial up.
Yeah. Hey, Nash, did you do the same thing as me? Every like 180 days, you would call to cancel your AOL subscription. They'll give you another 180 days for free.
Oh, man. I don't know. Whatever I did, I'm sure they gave me another 108 days for free.
Yeah.
What a break. Nah.
I used to do that all the time. I don't think
I remember the first time I ever heard LOL. Remember that? Remember the first time you were like, what's LOL?
I don't even remember that.
And they got rid of the guy with the voice.
Oh.
They got
You've
rid
got
of him. He
mail. Is
was
that the
pissed.
one?
Huh?
The voice. You've got mail. Is that the voice?
Yeah.
Okay.
They got rid of him.
Yeah. When did that stop? I forget.
That was several years ago. But it kind of still, I still have AOL. I still use it. My husband's like, you still have that? I'm like, yeah. But it still kind of sounds like his voice. Then it sort of doesn't.
Yeah. You know where I noticed that's gone too? Remember the movie trailers? The guy with the deep voice. There was a man whose only
Oh,
mission.
there's a great video of that. Oh, Ebon, I wish I hope I can find it. There's a comedian that does that perfectly.
Yeah. They stopped doing that. I don't hear that voice anymore.
Yeah, well, they don't want you to hear stuff like that. And that's just like I missed that old commercial with the Indian. He's dead now, rest in peace. But he just saw the tears running down his face about his land.
You know what's messed up, Shirley? I heard that wasn't even a real Indian. I heard that was an Italian actor. That was.
You got to be kidding me.
I am not kidding you. That classic commercial with the Indian crying with the litter. I heard that was an Italian guy.
Well, at least they showed the truth then, what was happening. You don't see shit now. All you see is pharmaceutical companies and the military-industrial complex. Hey, wait a minute. I just looked up Rachel Maddow's partner. Ooh, that woman is ugly.
Oh my goodness, Shirley. What are you looking at while we're talking?
No, I'm not looking at it now. I looked her up the other night. I said, let me see who her partner is. Because she's been with her for a long time. And she was really progressive. She was on Air America. She was really good. And to see her like she is now, and she went along with that Manafort story and with Assange, I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, and I got to admit, no offense, Rachel Maddow, but you are pretty fucking ugly. And I don't mean your looks, just your soul. You are an evil woman. Ew.
I'm not that much money I could not take to tell lies like that. I couldn't. Not to the American people. Because I got a grandchild here.
Well, what are they going to pay you for? Tell the truth? Truth is free.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, they only pay you a lot because of your ability to lie and for people to believe you. I mean, that's why they pay you a lot of money. It's like paying people to trick you. You know, the magicians, magic shows. People go there to be tricked.
Thank you, Ebon.
What?
You just explained everything.
I don't know about that, but
it's a magician's trick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People want People want to believe. You know, just like X-Files. I want to believe. People want to believe.
Like my husband believe. You be like watching mainstream media. Did you hear that? I say I don't believe a fucking thing they saying on that TV.
Yeah. So yeah, basically a lot of people who go to these magic shows, they want to believe that magic exists.
But you got some people that are scared of people like that. They have a fear of clowns and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was pretty amazing how he pulled the rabbit out of the hat, huh?
I have to tell y'all a story. My granddaughter, I think she was one. And you know the little shopping carts, they had the car hooked up to it. So she was in the car driving. It was Easter time. And then this bunny rabbit in the costume run up. Oh, my God. She screamed so loud. So loud. The bunny was still trying to talk. I said, please go away. It got so quiet in that market. That market was huge. It was quiet. I didn't even hear registers going. Because he was like, what the hell is going on? And she just went away because I was like, oh, my God, I wish I knew this was going to happen. I would have recorded this on my phone. It was hilarious.
Oh man, thank God I didn't grow up with cameras. You know, like everything is on film now. When I was growing up, we got away with so much shit. Oh my God,
Actually, when we were growing up, we filmed a lot too. It's just they're all lost. They're all old VHS. It's not even VHS. It was those mini cassettes. It's like pre-VHS.
Yeah, Betamax.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandmother took pictures of everything. She even took pictures of people, family in the coffin. I'm like, darn, Grandma. And she put it in my photo album because she had 7 grandchildren. She made photo albums for every one of us. She took pictures of all of us. She was a picture freak, taking pictures.
It's kind of a good thing. I mean.
Yeah, I have them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the old like reel films, like reels, from like
the real ones.
Yeah, like that kind of, but like tiny. They were like really, you could fit them, the size of a $50.
Right.
Like tiny little.
Yeah. I miss those days so bad.
I remember the 1 hour Photoshops. Everything was before digital. You would have to go to the dark room and get all those film strips processed that way. I mean, that stuff is lost art now. I don't think I could do that. Yeah, I don't think I could do that anymore.
Nah, I'd open the door and the light would come in and I'd fuck you all up.
Yeah. But there was red light. You could use red light in process so you could see. But the first part where you put the film strip in this canister, you need to do all that part in the dark. But once you get that part done, you can go into a room that has red light. Gosh, it's been such a long time since I did that stuff.
I know we're just launching into a whole new spectrum of human technology and where we're going and where we've come from, because like we're like probably like the last. Remember when we used to actually tie our own socks
and throw them on the wire?
We still hang close to dry here.
Hey, remember we used to have the firecracker gun?
Oh, yeah.
And we used to take the tape, and it was hot in the summer. You could put a magnifying glass over, and it like pop. And then
yes, Shirley. Yes. Oh, yes.
We made up games back then. Today they don't have that for children.
And waiting for the ice cream man.
Okay, thanks, Dominic. See you later.
I got 65 cents. I'm getting me a toasted almond bar.
I used to play tag football with the guys on the block. I mean, we just did stuff we made up and did, and they don't do that today. And government took our rights away from our children. You can't beat your children in public. They can call the police and you get locked up. My son said that to me one time. He said, "Well, we learned in school, if you hit me, I can call the police." And I said, "When the police get here, I'll still be whooping your ass." And I'll go to jail.
Well,
yeah.
This is where we've come to, and that's
and they
always
took
been my
everything.
question.
They took everything out of schools and inner city neighborhoods and closing them down. I heard Chicago's going to close down some more schools.
No, there's nothing. You can't be unique.
Hi, Ben.
You're not allowed to be an individual.
When I was in school,
you must conform. And
home economics was a major you had to pass. Gym was a major you had to pass. You could join music and
I remember
auto body shop and welding and stuff. You was able to leave school and go get a job. And then they sent all that shit over to China, and they booming.
Yeah.
And people get mad at China. Well, China took our job. No, China didn't take our jobs. Thank your fucking politicians. Thank Bill Clinton. They building infrastructure. They cleaning their climate up. And Trump don't believe in climate change.
These people are the fallen ones, as you would call them, and they are certainly not what. This has been going on for a very long time, Cheryl.
Yeah.
I like you guys reminiscing, man, and the nostalgia. Like, I think, like, it's like I could tell it's like a huge topic.
Is that Ben?
I missed back in the day. I really missed it. I remember getting pity candy, pity cookies, and stuff like that. $1 went a long way when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Today, hell no.
No, the world was completely different, you know. And imagine where it'll be in 50 years from now. You know, from your childhood to where you are to someone born today to where they will be in 50 years. Holy, oh my God.
I mean, I think back then there was nasty things going on. There was declines in species going extinct. There was bad things going on, but like there was also like hope there if you chose to, like, you know, if you wanted to look for it, you didn't have to look that hard. You could see like that there was a progress, like there was something going somewhere. I just don't know if there's like a same momentum right now in all the different fields and technologies. I mean, there's a momentum, and there's momentums and there's progresses, but it's like it seems like compounding and compiling problems. Like living has always been a challenge. Like it's always been like there's always been challenges like for like mankind, but like right now like we have our own challenges piling up on each other of just sort of mistakes and kind of negative things with the environment or whatever. So it's like it's just an extra challenge, you know. But we're not going to ever get that. Obviously, we're not going to ever get anywhere without honesty or, you know, and like a lot of corruption or whatever it is, cronyism and despotism, like Harvey Weinstein's, you know, that get people promoted in that way instead of by talent, you know. It's just like a whole corroded infrastructure or something in places.
Yeah, man.
Do you think there's a solution to cronyism and
we get out on the streets and protest like they do in overseas?
Well, I mean, once we destroy the system, though, what's the solution after that? Like, how do you?
Well, they get scared and they change it. We go down there with issues, not going out there fighting for no hashtag Me Too. I don't care about that feminism shit. I'm talking about them wars overseas. We shouldn't be there. They are ruining their climate over there. When Bernie mentioned that during the campaign, they're like, what he talking about? I was like, well, bombs and stuff. You got some burn pits, some vets got affected from.
America never stopped after World War II. Once World War II kicked in, that was it. We never stopped. Never stopped.
And just the whole public, Bill Maher used to say, America is stupid. He ain't never lying. A lot of people.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Shirley.
Go ahead, Ben.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead, please.
I said a lot of people has not waken up. We need to get out in the streets just like in France and stuff. Like they're arguing about their leadership. And eventually maybe he's going to move somewhere. They happen in another country, like Ebon said, was Korea. So we got to get in the streets.
You know how
they get scared.
I have to ask a serious question.
What?
Why is it when people protest, they burn down the wrong places?
Well, really, what do you mean, urban neighborhoods?
I mean, when people protest, you got a problem with the governor. You don't ever burn down the governor's house. You burn down your own goddamn neighborhood.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
they really.
Why do they have to burn down anything at all? I mean, too, is a different question.
Well, if you're talking about urban neighborhoods, they don't really have nothing there. We got churches.
No, not urban. I mean, across the board, revolutionary, across the board, all across human history. If you have a problem, and we see it all the time,
Well, they got assholes out there.
Why don't you burn down the house of your elected official who fucking totally screws you, instead of screwing yourselves and burning down your own community?
Like where Shirley brought that up, where my mind was going was like, well, you know, like Christians say, like with how Christians say, oh, you know, some Christians ruin it. Like some Christians really give Christians a bad name. Well, I think like some protests give protests a bad name to where you almost don't want to go protest. So it's like that's the problem. That's what I was thinking of, and like, and partially that might pertain to like, okay, are you burning something down or not? Which I think is the wrong way to go. If you want to,
well, I kind of think that started here in.
Getting something
I kind of think that started here in Philadelphia with the MOVE organization. I believe you guys remember that in Philadelphia in an urban neighborhood. MOVE, and the mayor. But the mayor didn't want the bomb dropped, but the police chief or the fire chief said drop it. And then they let it burn. They let it burn. And that was like 40 years ago. And some people from MOVE are still locked up in prison. A couple of got out, but they had little misdemeanor charges. They still in prison. And I'm trying to figure out, what did they do? What did they do?
I wanted to go back and say something about what Nash said, though.
Huh?
I wanted to go back and say something about Nash. Nash asked, like, maybe it's just rhetorical, but like, how do you fix some cronyism or something like that? And I think the answer is kind of in like how just the majority sentiment of the people, you know, things aired out in open court, etc., type of thing. Just generally speaking, there should be like a common sense, and should be like a generally educatedness, a general like kind of like basically sticking out for everyone what can happen to one person. You still see it with Twitter, things going viral, whatever. You still see it in different ways, but it's kind of more anyway.
Mr. Ben. Yeah. Mr. Ben.
I just hold on, real quick. I want to say, like, you know, I think the general integrity within different industries or fields, or like a genuine integrity, or like you know, just a code of ethics, like if like a doctor has, but like if you're an environmental scientist, are you gonna like take a bribe and like adjust the numbers? You know, adjust the numbers to show that like there isn't this change, environmental change. So you need the people to have integrity who are out there getting numbers in any kind of science, in any journalism, any art, any academics. So it's like really important to have people that see beyond just the money angle of it, and that really have the passion for I really care about the thing, and have those people occupying, you know, just in general, just a culture for that. Like that can be worked on. There's a lot of work.
Well, that's why we all had to. We got to get millions of people on the street. Period. That's it. It ain't going to change. It's not going to change. As long as we just sit here and be on YouTube and stuff like that, it's not going to change. We got to get out there on the streets like they do overseas. Because I'm like, wow, them people over there get shit done. They do.
We're smarter than that. We don't have to burn the buildings down. Well,
I ain't talking about burning buildings down. You gonna always have some assholes.
Like the Cortez gal could just.
But also at the same time, wait, what was that, Ben? Wait, you said we're like Nash, so I have to respond because you.
Okay. Yeah.
All I have to say is, I love you too, motherfucker. Man.
And just like Israel's over there committing genocide against the Palestinians. I was arguing with someone, my nephew's mom, and she going with the King James Bible and the best. I said, well, I really don't know who wrote that Bible, because I said Jesus had a hair of wool and he was bronze skin. It sounded like to me he was black, because I have a hair of wool. So I don't believe it. And it's just sick that they're killing those people. And I'm like, girl, they are shooting children for just throwing rocks. Well, rocks do hurt people. Little rocks. I ain't seen nobody just throw no big boulder.
Yeah, well, this goes on all over the place, and it's
that should have been happening since I was.
This is good versus evil. This
yeah.
It's
I've been seeing this shit on TV since I was a kid. I used to see him. I'm like, that's a damn shame. And I was saying that when I was a kid, seeing it on TV.
I know, but the ironic, crazy thing is that the people that are selling you good versus evil are the people that are evil, right? I mean, we know this. We've all been lied to. We know our government is evil. But it goes across all spectrums of the world.
You got that group, Alec.
There are evil fucking South Africans. There are evil Brazilians. There are evil Chinamen. There are evil Canadians. There are evil Australians. And there's evil Jews. Yeah.
It was like earlier what you were talking about, like with Sank and stuff and Jimmy Dore, or maybe that's something else. But I don't know. Like basically with the topic of like Sank and Jimmy Dore, like I feel like Sank has his justifications in his own mind why he needs to back the corporate Democrats. But I think for him to act like he's this rebel and this, or not rebel, he doesn't, but act like he's the leader of independent media and progressives is, I think, just a charade.
Yeah, he's living in his own life of grandeur.
I mean, he's not. If he was a progressive or anything like that, then he's failing horribly as one. Like he's not.
Yes, he has. Right after the 2016 primary, Hillary Clinton wouldn't even come on their show. Bernie was on there several times. I could take her right do a town hall with Bernie. So he's a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite. He was bored.
He's a complex guy. He's a complex character. I mean, and really, as simple as he comes across, he's kind of like a George W. Bush. Like George W. Bush is a complex character. He comes across real simple, you know.
He used to be like Rachel Maddow, because when he was on MSNBC, they wanted to change his time slot because they ain't like what he was talking about. So he just left. He didn't get fired. He left. And I was like, oh, that's a stand-up guy. But he changed after that 2016 election.
I didn't know Sank had a background at MSNBC.
Huh?
I didn't know Sank had a background at MSNBC.
Yeah, he was at MSNBC at one time. He had a show.
Dang, I did not know that.
Yeah, he came from.
Yeah, he did, and I was happy to see him on there. I'm like, he's a progressive.
Yeah, I saw him on the like channel 9,400 something on Dish Network or something.
Oh no, it's a video on YouTube talking about Abby Martin interviewing about how he left MSNBC because they didn't like what he was saying. He was telling the truth. And after 2016 election on TYT, he changed.
Yeah, I'm not saying he was always bad or anything, and I like the rhetoric of Kyle Kalinske. I like the rhetoric of Mike Figueredo. Sometimes I love Jimmy Dore's rhetoric and what he's saying, what he's about. So like, I don't know. I mean, it's weird. Like some of the rhetoric's kind of good, but it's just commixed and commingled with all this like basically propaganda, and that's I think like trying to deceive your audience is just disrespect. It's not a good thing.
Does Jimmy Dore remind you of Bill Maher at all? Is there any resemblance? Not at all. You don't see anything between them?
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Not in terms of the category of like.
No, not
yeah. Not like in the caliber of wit that Bill Maher is like way more witty than Sank. It's totally different.
Bill Maher became a damn shill now. I don't even watch him no more, and it's a darn shame.
Come on, Shirley. You know how I feel about Bill Maher. I'll fucking rip his head off. He bamboozled me.
Because you trusted in him. You trusted in him before.
I did.
Feel that way.
I did.
Because he had balls when he was.
I only trusted him for like a year or two. Like I only watched him for like a year or two. But I was really into him. Watched all his.
I was into him when he was on ABC with Politically Incorrect. And when he made that comment about, the terrorists, they knew they was flying them planes in the building and they were brave. And what we do when we go fight wars, we use the ships in the sea and shoot missiles and hit targets we shouldn't be hitting, which was true. And they let his show go. Now you're on HBO.
And there was also an episode where there was an audience member that stood up and said, "What about Building 7, Bill?" And Bill stood up and said, "See, this is why I like George Bush. People like this need to get the..." And like a whole bunch of people in the audience stood up and were like, "Building 7, Building 7.
I saw that one because he calls us a conspiracy theorist.
Bill's an asshole, sellout, CIA, asset, scumbag.
What's his excuse?
The CIA made up that. The CIA
Look,
made
he's
up that
fucking-
term when they killed JFK.
Bill is a fucking sellout. He's worse than Alex Jones. He's worse than Alex Jones, if there's such a thing.
What's Bill Maher's excuse for ignoring and overlooking and just downplaying and writing off and dismissing WikiLeaks? Oh, Bernie Bros, he said, and he never covered it.
Well,
it happened.
the fucked up part is that I'll ride a generation for 10 years, and I'll walk away with fucking $60 million.
At least John Leibowitz, or known as Jon Stewart, at least he walked away before this all happened. He just wiped his hands of it. That's so cool of him. At least I don't have to dislike him as much. I mean, he doesn't have like the blood on his hands. Like he's not guilty of that kind of fakeness. Like he really wrote against and like riled, or what do you call it? Railed against the the basically being fake, and all this stuff with the news. So like if he would have, turned shill or whatever you want to call it, that would have been really bad. So he spared us. Better than what Sank's doing. Better than what Sank's doing. I'd rather Sank left.
I sat in awe while you guys all, praised Bernie and thought Bernie was the great white hope. I was like, hello, this guy, he's one of them. What are you doing?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So, I muted myself. Basically, I was just saying that I don't think Bernie should have started shilling for the establishment. And same thing with Jon Stewart. He should have stuck around and not just opted out. He should have stuck
maybe
in.
He didn't have a choice.
I think he had
Bernie
a choice.
don't give a fuck about you.
I think Jon Stewart was told
Nobody that was
that
allowed.
I think Jon Stewart was told that the election was coming up and they're going to have to toe the line.
Yeah, I think he was told that too.
I mean, that's just deducing things,
Yeah, because Colbert, he's lost because he wasn't having no ratings before Trump won. Now his ratings is off the roof because they was trying to think what they're going to do with his show.
Yeah.
Before Trump ran.
I mean, Jon Stewart's exit was just very coincidentally good timing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Time.
And the excuse was he's just tired, but he's just so tired that he just at the peak of his run, he just decides to quit. But he's gonna do more work on HBO, and that.
Yep. I think this whole thing could be just described in a single movie. I think you just make a movie and just tell what happened in that movie. I think it's doable. I'm not really, up for it, like in my capacity to do it or anything, but I think someone could. And I think that's how easy it could be done. Movies are of our generation, our era, like a big thing and a big deal. And, so they can make it so, or it can be made so that like, okay, nobody gets to cover it. Nobody gets to talk about, what actually happened. Jon Stewart wasn't there to lay it out for us in layman's terms and so clearly and expose it.
What?
Movie.
I think you
I
got
don't
a
like
good point
movies.
there.
I don't like
No, it's a
movies.
documentary. It'd be more of a documentary is what Ben means.
I mean, it just depends. I mean, it's just art. It's art, I think.
Yeah.
I look at it as art.
I mean,
I look at it as a film of people.
I watched Jon Stewart for a long time, and he was basically who is that when you kind of follow after someone? He kind of followed after George Carlin. He was kind of tutored by him in a way. And
He was. Where did he start? Comedy Central, late night.
Late night,
Comedy.
it was like
Or some channel.
Yeah, it was like Comedy Central before Comedy Central was any good. And then he took over for somebody. I forgot what show it was, but they didn't think that Jon Stewart would be any good taking over from this person, and he ended up being pretty good. Yeah, Mentor. Thank you. Hey, you. So he's kind of like George Carlin was kind of like his mentor in a way, you know, speaking against all the hypocrites and all the system.
Oh, don't even connect the two. Jon Stewart is not even close to George Carlin.
I know, but
not even close.
That's just the way
bullshit.
that's kind of.
I've seen Jon Stewart live. I went to the studio in New York and I sat there and I watched him. He ain't shit, man. And I've seen George Carlin live.
Yeah. I mean, I would say you can't beat George Carlin. You know, there's no one that's going to come after him.
No, he's not even close. He's not even close.
You're on point tonight, dude. That's a good point.
I don't even remember what point it was, but
it's a big club and you're not in
No,
it.
I mean, you can't beat George Carlin, that kind of energy. I mean, I what was that like, Nash, to be a...
Well, I had to say something. Did you hear that Amber Geiger was indicted on murder charges?
Who?
Amber Geiger, the former Dallas police officer that said parked on the wrong floor and went to the wrong apartment and shot.
That sounds like justice.
And then they took a passport, but then they told her you cannot drink alcohol. I never heard a suspect or somebody been indicted for something not to drink alcohol. So her toxicology test must have came that she was drinking alcohol. That's what I believe, but they didn't release any evidence from what she said in her test, drug and alcohol test.
I know of a story about this gal that was basically drinking and smoking a whole crap load with her newborn, and like the kid got like SIDS or whatever, or sudden infant death, and so like they basically put her on probation, and she got piss tested for alcohol because it was like, I guess since it was alcohol related.
How long does alcohol remain in your piss?
2 days. It was so pathetic. It was so pathetic. I talked to her. I know this person. I talked to her on the phone. I was like, she goes, "Yeah, I get piss tested, but I got this like drink I can take to cheat the piss test." And she couldn't even wait 2 days. Like that, she's a bad alcoholic.
Well, that's good. I have to know these things just in case.
I was talking about that cop that claimed the apartment door was open and went in and shot and killed the man in Texas.
Excuse me, sir. We're going to need you to whip it out and pee on this fucking towel and see if you're pregnant.
Hell no.
What's going on in this world?
That's so funny. Anyway, but yeah, no, I remember that story, Cheryl. I mean, yeah, I remember that story.
Yeah, she just got indicted for murder yesterday or the other day.
That's good. She didn't just get like a cop pass or something.
Because she had manslaughter at first, but then grand jury indicted her, and the judge took her passport and told her don't drink alcohol. And I'm like, why would she tell her that? I never heard no judge tell somebody not to drink alcohol. They say, give me your passport. You can't leave the state.
And don't eat sugar. No brownies for you.
Yeah.
No ice cream. You're banned from ice cream.
They never released her toxicology test. They never released it. And that's what I'm thinking. She had to be drinking. They talking about the cops were trying to come up and say she worked a double hour. She worked a lot of hours, a shift. But how can you drive and park on the wrong floor and go to the wrong apartment and say the door opened, the door was ajar? No, it wasn't, because that's the kind of doors that's fire extinguisher door. As soon as you open it up and it's slammed shut, you can't open it up. And then you had a key card like they use in the hotels, and it turned green and you can get in. And then you open it up, go in, and it slams shut. So anybody out there can't get in. I don't know how that case is going to turn out, but they don't like cops being charged with murder.
You want to make a wager?
No, I ain't making no wager because I don't know. It depends on the making of the jury because she turned herself in an all-white county in Texas instead of Dallas where she did the murder at. And that's the other thing. So only one cop got doing time for years for killing a black man. That was in South Carolina. That cop killed Walter Scott. He only pleaded guilty because he didn't want to go to federal charges because he could have got the death penalty. That's the only reason he pleaded guilty.
Is he innocent?
Hell no. It was on video. He shot at the man and then he was tasing him too, and then tried to plant the taser on him to say he was trying to take it from him. It was all on video.
If there was toxicology thing, if there was alcohol involved or something, that would be a reason that she might like lose.
And I know cops drink on the job. A lot of them are alcoholics.
So do presidents and fucking elected officials and everybody else.
Hillary Clinton.
Don't think it just applies to cops on the job.
Hillary Clinton is an alcoholic too. They say she was drunk that night she lost and beat up on Podesta and everybody else was in that goddamn room.
I don't know if you've seen it. There was like a thing going around recently. It was on Twitter where I saw it, where it said like it was a picture of like a prescription note that like Winston Churchill or who was it? I don't know. Somebody over here from the UK had like a doctor's note that allowed them to drink, like during Prohibition. I believe it was like a president or something. Prime Minister, whatever.
I don't know. That might be before Churchill. Maybe.
Trump election just took the Band-Aid off the wound. That's all. That's talking about like he just keeps lying and lying and lying. I said certain things they ain't lying about, but he do lie.
Yeah, but that's I have a question. So yeah, when did Churchill become the man?
I mean, alcohol was like prohibited for what was it, like 18 years or something. A long time.
Oh, I saw that in Boardwalk Empire, that show on HBO. That was a good damn show.
Oh, Steve Buscemi and the whole crew. Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed the first few seasons, Shirley. That was I loved it.
And you saw how they was messing with women's rights, and that woman tried to give herself an abortion. I was like, Jesus Christ. And what kills me, the Republicans always talking about, we don't want women to get abortions, but you allow our president to do interventionist war, killing women and children.
Yeah, Boardwalk Empire I thought was kind of fucked up, just like The Sopranos, but they come from the same people. And,
yeah.
You know,
that ended. I just didn't like it.
Yeah, well, after it was good in the beginning. You know, I loved the guy with the mask. You know.
Oh yeah, that was my boy right there.
That guy was great, right? Was he not the fucking greatest? He was. Well.
Yeah, that was a good damn show.
It was good.
I knew it was over when Jimmy got killed. I knew it was over then. I said, this show was not going to last. Not without Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy was a fucking loss, man. And, you know.
Yeah.
Michael Pitt, right? Was that the actor's name?
I didn't know his name. He looked like Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I think his name was Michael Pitt. I don't know if they're related.
Yeah, I wonder. I never looked them up.
Yeah, but he always plays really dark roles. If you look into all the movies he's done, they're really thick.
And his mother was a rapist. She had sex with him at a young age. Oh my God.
No, just being as an actor, this guy Michael Pitt. You know, he played a great character in Boardwalk Empire, and we all fell in love with him because it was a great character. He really
was.
But you know, look into, you know, do your homework on him, and you'd be like, wow, this guy's some fucking.
They are not related, is what I see.
Oh, they're not?
No.
He looked like Brad Pitt, though.
Ebon, I could tell you stories.
Oh, we got all night. Well, actually, maybe not tonight.
Nash, I know you have a lot of stories.
Well, you know, shit. You know, you've been around the block. You know, you got a lot of stories to tell. You know, I'd love to hear all your stories. I'm sure you all have so many things to share. You know, I'm not the only one.
Sorry, I guess you never got caught in a shootout in the parking lot of an ice cream parlor.
No, this never happened to me.
And that happened to me. My brother was home on leave, and there's an ice cream parlor a couple of blocks from our house. And we went there, and I knew that it was two cars that pulled up. It's an open parking lot. And I'm like, two cars pulled, and I knew the guys in the one car from my neighborhood. I didn't know the other ones. And they just started pulling out guns and started shooting. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I never dropped my ice cream cone. Never. I'm walking around bending on my knees, just walking. I'll never forget that. And then we banging on the door because the woman was out there with a kid. And I said, let us in. They're like, we can't. It's policy. I said, let us in. A woman got a kid out here, and they let us in. And then they stopped shooting, and we just walked home. I don't know if the cops came or anything, but that was a scary moment.
Shirley, I have to ask you.
What?
What flavor was your ice cream cone?
Vanilla.
I'm giving up my life, but I ain't giving up this fucking vanilla ice cream cone.
I never let it go. I was still holding on to it. Normally, something like that happens, you drop it. Like, what the hell? I'm still holding it, and I'm bent down walking. I was young then, so I could do that, but I can't do it now. But I was sitting there walking. And no, I'm glad we didn't get shot because that was an open space. They would shoot back and forth with each other.
Well, the reason why Shirley didn't drop it is if Shirley got shot and was dying, she'd at least be going, at least this ice cream is good.
Every time I tell that story, people laugh because I did not drop that ice cream cone. I came home with it.
So when you like, if you like write like a little article about what to do, if you were to write like a little article what to do in a shootout at a shop, would you say, would like in your like top 5 list, would it be like hold on to the ice cream cone?
No, I wouldn't have said that. I said I would have dropped it, but I didn't. I don't know why. It was just a reaction. And when I got home, my grandmother was on the porch, and she's like, y'all should have went to get ice cream or something. Why would you tell us that?
Yeah.
We never been in a shootout around here before. We lived around here for years.
Yeah, it's your fault for going to get ice cream that time.
And that was the younger generation behind me growing up. They got into that. That was in the 80s with the drugs and stuff. That they started doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah, the 80s was crazy.
Yes. The 80s was
there's
the
some good music.
The crackheads were bad, so they locked us up. But now we got the heroin epidemic. But then the heroin epidemic is always here in Philly in the Kensington area.
Mm-hmm.
White folks, they weren't worried about them. But when it hit the middle class, it's a health epidemic. I think that's an insult.
Yeah,
that is an insult.
We're losing the war on drugs. It looks like the DEA sucks ass. Or maybe it's the DEA and CIA.
No war on drugs. We out there in Afghanistan still guarding them goddamn poppy fields.
Yeah. Look, I think
it's always been an insult.
The deep
It's
state's
always
just been
been an
propagating
installed
the drug war in the U.S. They
Yeah.
want drugs in.
We
That's
know
because
who.
they want to
we
keep
know
both
who does this.
races. They want
The
to keep
problem
both
is we know who
races.
does this.
They
Yeah.
want to keep both races divided.
They want everybody divided on something.
Who are
Yeah.
they? Who are they?
Black and white.
Those who can't be named because they're everywhere and they're multiple. Whatever
Well,
you want to
we're
call
saying
them, mafia.
they want this. I mean,
They,
we know
it's
who
because
they
there's
are.
many of them. It'd be like naming every type of corporation out there. It's like we can't name all those corporations and people behind those corporations. Some of those people we don't even know. We just have to call them they. There's even organizations out there where you got no idea what they do behind their closed doors.
Well, Ebon, I can't say they because this country was built on racism. So, and the white people think really that we're getting things that they don't get, which isn't true.
I disagree, Shirley. This country was built on freedom, but the ones who built the ones who built a lot of the infrastructure of America were slaves, and that
and that White House, every president sitting was built by a slave.
Yeah, but there are plenty of the founding founders that are against slavery. They wanted they were saying, hey, we gotta make sure all these slaves should be free. But they realized they can't build a nation with a lot of the support where a lot of these people who wanted their own country also owned a lot of slaves. I think that the best of them were the two cousins, the second president of the U.S. and gosh, why am I forgetting names right now? Gosh, why am I forgetting names? John Adams and John Adams never owned slaves, and also neither did his cousin Samuel Adams, and they're the founding fathers. And Samuel Adams was actually gifted a slave. He said, "I'm not accepting a slave. We're gonna take her in, and we're gonna make sure she becomes free." And and she became free. But he always said,
and then when they got free, they still harassed them.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got a nation.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, Samuel Adams had to go through hoops just to get a slave free because it wasn't a thing that was supposed to be done way back then. I mean, can you imagine that?
But
I'm sure it wasn't popular.
They just want to keep the races divided because white folks, I mean, there are some really racist people out here, and it's a shame. And they think we get a lot of things, but they say, y'all got affirmative action, but really, white women took advantage of that affirmative action. They gave that to them. We got it, some of us, but not all of us. So they fought for LGBT, gay rights.
Yeah.
I want to ask a really
equality, but they never talk about blacks, and that Congressional Black Caucus sucks.
I want to ask a really deep question, and I want you guys to be honest. Is racism inherently in us?
No.
Are we tribal, or is that
it's taught?
Or is it a learned behavior?
Yes.
Is it?
I don't think I'm racist because.
Is it something that you learn, or is it something?
Because if I see a black guy in a hoodie, I'd be scared. Anyone with a hoodie, I don't care what race it is. What do you got to wear a hoodie for? Especially if it's a hot fucking
That's
day.
not racism to me.
I'm scaring Shirley right now.
Stereotypes and racism are different.
I'm scaring Shirley right now. Shirley, are you scared?
Yeah.
I got a hoodie on.
Let me go look.
I'm creeping Shirley out right now. I'm sorry, Shirley.
No, you ain't got no hoodie on.
I got a hoodie on.
Oh, now. Oh, I'm just seeing you putting it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you walking on the streets, I'll be like, what the fuck? I start acting crazy.
Why?
I like Ebon with the full beard. I like the beard, man.
crazy on the people that act crazy on the street, they don't bother them. I did that one time. That's the time I was able to come home 2:00 in the morning by myself, taking the subway and stuff. And these guys was in the car, and I started walking and acting like I was retarded or something. Not saying anything about people with disabilities, but they didn't bother me. And I got home. So anybody with hoodies on, but it's really people that have racism. I even had white women tug their pockets up closer to them when I walk by them sometimes. But a lot of them, they just come up and just talk to me. Me and my husband, he'd be like, man, we must have this look that we easy to talk to. I said, I guess we do. So we had this old couple in Atlantic City talking to us about take a train ride through California. It's beautiful, all the mountains and stuff. And you know, I just don't look at color. And that's how
you don't want to go to California.
I know I don't want to go to California now.
You get a better train ride somewhere else.
And we need to get a better rail system. Our infrastructure needs to be fixed. I pray when we ride over bridges and stuff in the car, because I don't know what's going to happen.
What's funny is if you look at all the architecture and design of bridges, they're not meant to last.
No, they're not.
Yep.
No, they're not. They do repairs here on the roads and stuff here and on the bridges and stuff. We got Ben Franklin Bridge, Walt Whitman Bridge, and Coney Bridge. But they do fixtures on there, but I know that's like a Band-Aid. Mm-hmm. So everyone I ride over, and I can't stand that Holland Tunnel in New York. I can't stand that tunnel. You see water creeping out through there. You're in the wrong tunnel. Huh?
You're in the wrong tunnel.
I don't want to ride under any tunnel. I don't know what man thought about building a tunnel.
I don't blame you, but there's another tunnel too.
I think Shirley's worst fear is driving through a tunnel underwater. There's being traffic that stopped.
I don't blame her. I freak out every time it was the Lincoln Tunnel.
Yes. Oh, that's it. Because my grandma used to take me to New York every weekend. We used to go to Long Island. And when we go to that tunnel, I said, I don't like this. And I was a kid, and I saw the water seeping through the holes. I remember that movie Sylvester Stallone did with the tunnel. Remember that? What was the name of it? They don't make movies like that for nothing.
I freaked out too. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Come on, we're like practically the same age. We grew up in the same place. I know Philly. I've been there many times.
I was born in the 60s. I'm a 60s baby.
I was born in 69. What do you got me by? What, 3-4 years? What?
Yeah.
Damn, you guys got me by a decade. Ben, you're what, 36? I must be busy.
33.
33.
He's 32.
I had a birthday. I'm 33.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Ben. Awesome. Much love,
I wish
brother.
I could just go back in the day. It was so nice, happy and fun, and I wasn't thinking about politics or anything like that, but
being outside was so nice.
Yeah, the world was completely different. I feel terrible for people today. You know, they're totally they're gadgetized, politicized. People are weaponized. They don't even realize it. They're just just walking around. This is the zombie nation.
Yeah,
they don't even realize it.
They're like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Wait a minute. I just got an alert on my computer from Sputnik News. Israeli police recommend bribery charges against Benjamin and Sarah Netanyahu. I hope something come out of that. He needs to go.
I'm down with that, man. Gives a bad name to us Jews, man. Fuck you, Netanyahu.
I can't stand him. And they even assassinated, what's his name? Yasser Arafat. I know they exhumed his body and found out he was poisoned because he was coming close to that peace deal. I think it was under Clinton.
Add it to the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to understand, and this is where you guys get lost. You guys really think it's like the Jews. It's not. It's the nation of Israel, which is run and orchestrated by who? Just follow the money. You're gonna find out real quick who it is. You know, you don't have to be a fucking Sherlock Holmes to figure this out. You know who it is, and they just happen to be cloaking themselves as Jews, but they're fucking pieces of shit. You know who they are. You know their names.
And the Romans threw them kind of people out of Palestine.
Like, I mean, you just you'll never find the puppet masters, but you know what the puppet masters are using. You know, though.
Jesus Christ! They sent a hit squad to my house. I'm dead.
They don't need to do that.
They
don't.
I just think
I'm not suicidal. I'm not crazy.
I'm not, and yeah, exactly. I make $12 a year.
They don't find us as a threat. The only times they'll want to kill you is when you do something to them. They don't care if you're trying to do something to them. They know that a lot of us can't, because we first have to go through their all the puppet strings, all the people who are their puppets, and that's just a big hassle in itself. It's like, how are we gonna get through like 100 million brainwashed individuals that a lot of them that we care about
them. I've talked to you about people I've met, very high ups, and you're right. They only look forward. They don't look back. They don't care. They don't. Forward is the only direction.
They don't know about the life.
I don't know what yesterday doesn't even exist.
Yeah, they don't live the life they don't know the life that the American people really live. That's why Donald Trump won. He was lying. I knew he was lying. I said, he ain't gonna win. My husband, no, he's not. He's not.
Like Nash, there's a lot of different little ways you can like trick the mind and like not think about it, or make the way that you are a little bit like less conscious, because a lot of people are like maybe self-conscious or like think too much or something like that. But
I don't even think Trump is racist. They say he's racist. I'm like, I know he dealt with black folks. He dated a black woman before.
So I
would just say this has been going on for since time memoriam, and everybody has their own point where they wake up and see the light, and they're like, wow, everything I'm being told is a lie. And you start to get upset. You go through every range of emotion I would expect as a normal human being. Some people don't give a flying fuck, but some of us actually give a shit.
Because that man dealt with a lot of different stars that had pictures with him and everything, even the rappers. All of a sudden now, he's this bad guy because he's president.
Well, actually, all of a sudden today, what I saw was that some angry tweet about that Jeff Epstein guy was Trump's buddy. So it's funny that all of a sudden it's just Trump's buddy.
No, it's not just Trump's buddy. It came out Alan Dershowitz is involved in that crack because he was his defense attorney. They say he slept with a young kid.
Oh, please. Alan Dershowitz is a well-known fucking pedo. Come on. Clinton, you guys believe in Fox News now. Alan Dershowitz, he's right side fucking pedo, left side pedo.
She was that Miami Herald article that exposed everything. And they covered up for him. And one of the guys that covered up for him that was in Florida, he's on the Trump administration. His last name is Acosta. I forgot his first name. He is the head of the Labor Department.
Sorry, I'm thinking something else.
Jim Acosta?
No, not Jim Acosta. His last name is Acosta, though. I forgot his first name. But he's the head of the Labor Department right now in the Trump administration. He covered up for Epstein.
All right, well, what about before that? What were we talking about right before that? With the fucking,
You said
before you mentioned Acosta, we were talking about something that I was
Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein.
And they all making it seem like it's just Trump.
it's Trump's buddy now, just like before Trump wasn't that bad, but now that Trump's in the.
All right, wait a second. We should never let this topic go.
Yeah.
This is a pretty goddamn good, important topic to all of us to unite and stand on.
And what's sad, Kevin Spacey was on the flight list, and several actresses. It's a lot of people was on that flight list. They've been over there. And I don't trust that guy. I forgot his name. He owns Virgin Airlines. Obama went on vacation with him after he left the office, jet skiing and shit.
I mean, it's like
the billionaire.
It's just like any petty criminal that you let back out on the streets, like with an alcoholic, somebody who drinks and drives. It's like the story you always see that the person who's already been arrested twice for DUI is just crashed and killed someone while they were drunk.
Ben, everything you're saying are your elected officials. All of your elected officials are shit. They are completely exactly those people.
Richard Branson is who you're talking about.
They are the most sick fucking...
Yeah, that's it. Richard Branson. He always looked creepy to me.
He's a sick motherfucker. He's an animal. He's a predator.
I don't like generalizing, dude. I just don't generalize just about people in general. I don't like. I look at.
All right, well, name one that's great. Name one that's benevolent.
You can't name a politician that's great. Oh hell.
Name one that's benevolent. Name one that actually gives a shit.
I can't even say that.
There's a lot I used to think. There's a lot of them I used to think gave a shit. Like Ron Wyden of Oregon. I used to think that guy was like really liberal and cool. But...
Ooh.
Nope.
All of them down there is corrupt. You need to go down there with a hazmat team and clean it the fuck out.
Shirley.
You do. It's corrupt down there.
I think
it's so
history. You don't have to study history because history was just a bunch of old racist white men or something like that. So that's really convenient for you. You don't have to study history, or you want to say everybody's this way or whatever. Everything's. I just don't like those blanket, broad brush.
We weren't taught to history in school at all. Period.
That's why I like talking.
Just like they celebrate their holiday, Christopher Columbus. How he discovered a place that was already here, and he crucified some Native Americans that was here. I mean, come on.
But they were doing they were crucifying people. They were sacrificing people also. So in some places.
Yeah. So I'm not saying. I can understand where you coming from. That some people aren't. You can't generalize all people. But them politicians down in Washington, you can generalize them because they are corrupt.
But, I mean,
they're not working for us at all.
I'm thinking about a lot recently, which is basically when you're looking for something, when you're trying to find something, when you're like doing like when you have that attitude that you still don't know everything yet, like that's like the path to like knowing something. And like people who are like arrogant or just sometimes they really do know a lot, but it's a lot of times though it's like just a laziness. You're not really thinking, and like
I think Shirley's spot on. I think people just
I am
appreciating the specific cases and not just talking past each other. It's important. Like when we talk and actually talk about different things in the past or memories, whatever it is, it all kind of like a context around it. It's all.
I don't understand what you're trying to say, Ben. Come on, you're like
generalize. I know.
All I'm hearing is preamble. Just get to the point.
Don't worry. Look, guys. Let's not amp it up in a bad way. It's 3 a.m. here.
No, I love Ben. I didn't mean it in a bad way. I'm sorry, Ben. If I came across bad, I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No,
I love you, Ben. I love you. I do.
Let's end it on that note then. All right, love you guys. Have a good night.
Love you too.
We'll
You
see
too.
you guys another night. We'll talk another night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Good night.